Hey guys, Chris here from Square One, and I'm joined with Cam today. We're going to be running through a tri-specific strength and endurance set that you can add in as part of your strength program to be completed with your or in your training plan. We're going to first off run through some mobility, then go into some activations, followed by then going into some specific strength for the upper body, the mid back, as well as the lower limbs. So we're going to get stuck into that now. What you will need is a loop band and a power band as well to run through these exercises. So we might as well get straight into it, Cam. Cool. First one we're going to do is a hip flexor stretch. So Cam's going to be down into a half kneeling position with his left leg out in front. Good, perfect. Here he's going to come forward into it a little bit and then tuck his tailbone in underneath his body there to feel that stretch down the front, okay? We're going to hold this position for about 20 seconds, then we're going to switch on over through the other side. So for guys at home with swimming, the hip flexors play such an important role in maintaining and allowing for a nice streamlined position in the water. So that's what we're focusing on here. We're going to switch over now into the other side for the second rep. Perfect. So another thing that we want to try to avoid doing is overarching through the lower part of the back. Make sure that you are tucking that tailbone in underneath and not closing down through the lumbar spine there. Good, switch on over again for me, Cam. And then with this one, what I want Cam to do now is start to reach up and just across to start to get a little bit of some lateral pillar stretching and mobility in as well. So he's going to hold this one again, 20 seconds. Now he's going to switch on over, other side. And he's going to repeat the same there. So making sure not to overarch too much through the low back there. Come back just a bit, Cam, for me. Good. Tuck that tailbone in. Good. And he's already starting to feel the stretch. And then switch it over again for me, Cam. We've got the last 2 reps here. Good. Try and come up, reach up towards the sky, get nice and tall with that arm reach. Make sure the body remains stable through the whole movement, and switch over for our last rep here. Good. Up nice and tall again, straighten up. Good. Another 10 seconds for our last one. Perfect, and that one's it there. Good. Have a stand up for me, Cam. Great. So the next one we're going to do a combined hip flexor with some thoracic rotation up against the wall. So Cam's going to go into that position right now. We're just going to move this. And Cam, what I want you to do is up against the wall in a half kneeling position. Just face this way with your right knee out in front, and then you can into a half kneeling position for me.
So right knee on.
Sorry, left knee onto the pad. Yep, right knee out in front. Good. And then what you're going to do here is with your arm, you're going to thoracically rotate around. So you're going to start in a forward position, and then from here you're going to be wrapping around along the wall there, and then come back. Good. And then come back to the start. We're going to repeat this 6 times on one side, and then we go 6 times the other. So the key here is to think about keeping the hips nice and square through the whole movement, not shifting and allowing your hips to sway one way or the other, and getting all that movement coming through the thoracic there as well. These next 3, Cam, I just want you to start to follow your hand a little bit with your head. So follow that movement around. Good. And come back. And 2 more on that side, and then we're going to go back. So as you sort of start to get to your end range, you'll notice that through the lower part of your spine you'll start to move. We want to try and avoid that and just go to that point where you feel your thoracic start to really stretch on out, and that's where I want you to hold it. Okay, and then you're going to switch on around for me, Kev. Good. And and we follow the same thing here. On this side, Cam, I just want you to come a little bit closer to the wall for me, so that way that your hip is just touching. There we go, and that way you can slide up and around over the wall. We're going to go for 6 on this side as well. So follow with your head, follow, follow, follow. Good, and then you come back there. How's that feeling for you, Cam?
Yeah, good. Good stretch through my chest, through my peak.
Good. These next 2 I want you to hold for that split second at the end. We'll go actually a count of 3 here. 3, 2, 1, and then come back. At the same time, Cam's getting that hip flexor stretched out in that stretching position. Good. Come back. We've got 2 more on this side. So both very important. The thoracic, very important for your breathing in the water and to be able to maintain a nice streamlined position. Good, and then come back for the last one. Great. So then Kim's going to have stand on up, and our last one that we're going to complete is an active knee extension for hamstring flexibility. So Kim's going to be down on his back, grabbing behind one hamstring, good, head down, and here he's going to stretch on up, bring the toes towards him, hold that for a count of 2, and then back on down. And he's going to repeat this 8 times on one side, 8 times on the other. 2, that's good there. So importance of the hamstrings for both your running and the cycling, especially in the cycling, so they don't restrict the pedal stroke. Good, that's 4 there. How's that feeling for you?
Yep, good.
Good. This also starts to get a nice neural stretch through the nerves as well. This is a great one for if you are sitting at the desk all day and your hamstrings are in a shortened position to start lengthening them out also. And we'll go the last one there and then switch to the other side. And we'll count, and we'll repeat for a count of 8 here as well. So 2 seconds up, good. Now a good goal for you guys at home is to look to try and get your leg as straight as possible through this movement. You can see Cam's hip is up at 90 degrees. He's probably around about 70 degrees. If we can get that up to around about 80 degrees, then that would be a really good goal for him to achieve. With this one, it's one of the stretches that I see the biggest improvement in as people are more consistent with it. Good. And he's got one more there for his last rep. Perfect. And that's going to be our mobility section, starting to get some flexibility into some of those key areas that are going to be so important for your swim, bike and run. Next, we're going to go into some activation work. So with the activation, we're going to go straight into some standing clamps. Grab your iron edge band or loop band at home, and I'm going to get you to place that around the top of your knees there. Good. So from here, Cam's going to go down into a base position with his knees bent. Good. He's going to shift his weight across to one side, and then from here, with the other foot, he's going to be turning it out into a standing clamp. Good. The big focus here for Cam is on his right side where he will be feeling it. He's holding this knee nice and stable. He's going to go through 12 here, that's 6. Nice and stable. And that band is going to be trying to pull his knee that way. So his glute on that side is really going to work hard to control that movement. As we know, for our running, glute stability and strength is so important. It's our main muscle that is controlling us as we are running in that single leg stance. So again, hips are folded just down into a little bit more of a squat for me there. Hips back, perfect. Good. How's that feeling on the stance leg for you, Cam? Feel that working?
Definitely feel my left glute.
Good. So Cam's toe here on the right side as well is just pivoting. Okay, his left leg is stable through the whole movement as well. Good. If you're not feeling it in the glutes, think about that position, and it may very well be you just need to dip your hips back into that base position a little bit more. So we're going to run through that another time. Another 2 lots of 12. Good. Think about nice chest up position, holding strong and stable. Good. And that's perfect tempo that Cam's doing here. You can always add in a little bit of a pause at the end of the range there, end of the movement. Good. And just try to avoid with the body any turning or twisting through the torso. Good. He's going to shift his weight over to that left side for one more time. This time I'm going to get him to just bring his feet just together a little bit closer through the movement. Really focus on keeping his weight over to that left side. And he'll be really feeling the glutes switching on, activating at the moment. Good. Keep holding that nice strong position. Yep. Great. Okay. So then next, now that we've fired up the glutes through the standing hip clamps, we're going to go into some lateral banded walks. And I think our best way to do this is probably through a diagonal movement. Cam in this position is again going to go down into that base position. And then from here, what he's going to focus on is not reaching with this side, but actually pushing the ground away here, keeping nice and low and keeping his position very low into that squat. So then pushing the ground away, good. Try and straighten, think about straightening your outside leg there, Cam, good. And he's going to go back. He's going to imagine that he's got a ceiling underneath his head here, and he's not going to hit that ceiling, keeping low, keeping his hips back and straightening, good. Really think, Cam, about your toes on your outside leg, pushing as you go across, good. And this will start to light up his glutes as well. Good, extend, think about pushing the ground away here, Cam, with that outer leg. Think about straighten that leg a little bit more. There we go. Good, and have a rest there. Good. You can see just in that position, he's really getting the glutes fired up. So same thing again, if you're finding that you're not feeling it in the glutes, it may very well be that the position that you're in just needs to be a little bit deeper, hips are back, and the knees just with a little bit of flex in them. I'm going to go through that one more time, okay? So pushing the ground away here, good. Make sure not to reach with that leg. Think about just lifting the leg up and pushing the ground away, good. And then coming back, push, push, good. Get down low, keep low there, Cam, good. Coming back, good. Straighten this leg out a little bit more as you push the ground away. There we go. Good, last one here. Good, and relax. Okay, so the finisher for Cam, his glutes are already on fire. We're going to do a glute blitz where we're going to go into that base position again, just like we're doing with the standing external rotation clamps. Here, what he's actually going to do is have all his weight onto that stance leg, and then from here, be tapping out to the side 5 times, tapping diagonal 5 times, and then tapping straight back 5 times. So it's that stance leg again that he's going to be doing all the work, controlling and stabilizing. And for you guys at home, the more that you can keep this knee here stable, the better. Cam, with your touches, just touch with the toe. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Good. Really hold that strong and stable. Go straight back. 2, 3, 4. Good. 5. And then he's going to switch over other side. Shift your weight across here. Same thing again. Just touching, keeping this nice and stable as much as you can here. Cam's got a good position. Hips are back. Chest is up. Looking forward. And last one. Straight back. Good. We're going to repeat that one more time, but now Cam's going to pop the band around his legs to make it a little bit of a more added challenge. So around the knees is easier, around the legs makes it that little bit harder. So he's going to run through that now. So again, onto his right side, good, just touching, 2, good, hold strong, 3, good, and now diagonal. Cam's holding a really nice position here with his knee and his hips. Good, straight back. And one of the key things here is with Cam, he's not resting every time he comes back as well. So he's just touching and then going straight back into it. There you go, good. As he starts to fatigue, you can see you want to move a little bit through the body. The key here is to keep strong, not letting that knee or that hip move into any position we don't want. Oh, good, okay, great. So that's the mobility and the activation. We're going to go straight into the strength next, and we'll run through that now. You guys are all warmed up. We're going to go into our strength component. Our first 2 exercises are going to focus on the lower body and the muscles that are specific for the bike and for the run. And then we're going to do some upper and mid back strength as well as some calf work followed after those 2 exercises. First of all, we're going to be doing a split lunge with the power band. Okay, so grab that now in combination with a single leg bridge from an elevated platform. So at home, you can use the edge of the chair, edge of the couch, or if you do have a step, you can use that. So Kim's going to go into the split lunge position, and with these, we're going to go through 3 lots of 8 on each side. Now Kim's going to start quite long here, and he's going to be dropping down into that split lunge position, all the way down and back up for 8. Now, a couple of key things here as he's doing it. I really want him to focus on trying to keep a nice vertical shin angle as much as he can through there as he's coming down. A lot of times I see that if the knees are extending over the toes, it can create a little bit more pressure and a little bit of pain. So if you are finding you are getting some pain at the front with this, look at trying to shift your weight back a touch and see if that makes a difference. So as he goes through, good, he's got 8 on that side, then 8 on here. And in that split lunge position as well, we're seeing Kim's got a really good amount of hip extension occurring here also, which is another added bit for this that we're looking to achieve. Good. So the power bands are great. If you don't and you want to use a kettlebell, same thing, you can hold it at the level of the chest. The power band's a great way for you to have to push all the way through the movement. As you go higher up, it starts to get harder and more challenging. Good. So then he's done 2 lots of 8 of that. We're going to go straight into a single leg bridge. At the moment, we're not going to use any weight. He's going to come and place his leg on the edge of the bench or the box, and then he's going to be driving up 1 second up, and then he's going to think about a slow tempo down. 1, 2, 3. Drive on up. Good. 1, 2, 3. Now, the keys here for Cam are he's making sure he's not overextending through the back. He's not, and he's coming up nice and high through his full range there and really engaging his glute and his hamstring. Good. The other thing, he's got his arms folded as well, which is what we're after here to make it a little bit more challenging. You can always have your arms on the ground for a little bit of stability. Great. So now he's going to come onto the other side, and same thing again. Nice 1 second tempo up. 3 second tempo down. Good. Driving up. Now this is a great one. Glutes, hamstrings, also important for both your bike and your run for your power production here. We know the glutes, hamstrings are big drivers in our running. So that's why we're focusing on those muscles with this movement. Good. Great, so now that he's done 8 on that, he's going to go back into his split lunge position. He's going to pop his foot in there, and he's going to bring it up over the level of the shoulder again. That's it. It's going to be resting there. Good. Nice and long here, and he's going to focus on sitting back into it, keeping his knee nice and straight. Good. The other thing, nice strong torso here as he gets down. As he's coming out of that bottom position, he's really thinking about pushing through that front leg, through the heel of that leg there. And really the back leg is just there for a little bit of support and stability. He should really be focusing on putting his weight through that front side. Good. How's that feeling for you with the orange band, Cam?
Yep, good.
Good. So again, up over the arm, resting there. Good. Dropping down low and then powering out of the bottom. Good. 1. Good. He's just going to sit back into this one a little bit. His knee's starting to come over, just a touch. There we go. Good. And last one there. Good. So then with his next set, and for you guys at home, if you're finding that the bridges from an elevated platform are a little bit easy, what you can do is you can always add a weight, whether that be a dumbbell or kettlebell, and you place that weight onto the hip that you're going to have up onto the platform. I'm just going to hold my leg here to keep the box nice and stable. From here, Cam's again going to drive up 1 second up and then slowly come back down. Good. So a nice, good tempo there. Nice power up and then pull down and slow on the way down. Good. Good. He's got his other hip up into that 90 degree position. He's holding it there as well. Good. So we switch it to the other side. That's it. Great. Hamstrings, glutes have such a big role, especially when you are cycling as well. A lot of people think it's predominantly quad dominant, but the glutes and the hamstrings have a really important role to play. Good. How are you finding it? Cam's got a 10 kilo meta ball. Did that feel like it was a good amount for you, Cam?
Yeah, it's good. Yep.
Good.
Definitely a bit more resistance.
So then our last set here. Good. And I love to alternate between exercises here with all of my strength work. So now as he's fatiguing, really looking at that strong torso, hip position, knee position. Especially as you fatigue, it will be easy just to drop the chest down, not have the leg as far back, or get a little bit sloppy with the knee at the front. Cam's been doing perfect here with his knee, making sure as well it's not tracking on in, it's keeping in a nice position, nice stable position. Good, and then really powering out of the bottom there. Alright, he's got his last 3. Hey, good. Good. You're done with him, Cam, so he goes back, he's got to grab his weight again. We've got the last lot of 8 bridges on both sides. Good. Focusing on that drive up. That's it. Good. Remembering again, as you start to fatigue, very easy to overextend through the back, okay, and cause the back to start to close down. So really focus on engaging the glute coming up, okay, and not coming up too high. Good. I'm driving up here, that's it. Getting the breathing synchronized as well is always a good way to go about it. That's it. Good, coming up to his last ones now. Good, last one here. Good, great. Okay, so
Good.
that's it. That's really hit the hemis, the glutes, and the quads. The next two exercises are going to focus on a little bit of upper body as well as calves. So for your upper body, for your swim, your ability to pull in the water, we're going to be focusing on the lats, the rhomboids, the muscles of the mid part of your back, and then we're also going to be going into a single leg calf raise, which is so important, calf strength in runners to avoid injuries such as strains. So the first one, again, we're going to use the power band. Okay, Cam's going to use the orange one here, and he's just going to go single side for a start. He's going to be stepping on the band. Now guys, at home, what I want you to focus on is a really good position for the setup here. And what that means is, as you come down, Cam's going to bring his chest up. Yep, perfect. So he's got a nice flat back. He's hinged at the hips here. And then from here, he's going to be pulling up towards the rib cage. Good, and then back on down. He's going to keep, I'll bring it just the chest up a little bit there. Good. He's going to go through 15 here. So we're working higher number of reps. At the top, he's going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and back down. As he goes through the movement, the tension in the band gets tighter, makes it a little bit harder. Good. Keep the elbows in a little bit closer for me there, Cam. That's it. Good. And he's sweating now. Good. As he starts to fatigue, try and come up a little bit more for me there. There we go. That's it, good. Try to avoid those shoulders rolling forward. That's it. Good. I'll give you down. Okay, and while Cam's wiping himself down, he's going to go into a single leg calf raise. So here, the tempo that we want, 1 second up, 1 second down. He's going to grab a 12 kilo, okay, which will start to really light up his calves. Okay, at home, grabbing the step, the edge of something, so then that way you can go a little bit lower than parallel. He's going to go down below, and then he's going to come up, and we're going to be performing 8 reps on each side. Really focus on nice tempo throughout the movement. As you start to fatigue, you'll want to go quicker. That's where the muscle will really start to burn, and that's where you get the strength gains. Now, Cam would be thinking here, he's pushing through his second toe to really focus on the quality of the movement, so he's not rolling onto the outside, he's not rolling too much onto the inside of his foot as he's doing this. Good, and he's coming up into a fully extended position onto the toes. Good. As you go through the sets, you'll really notice that fatigue in the calf will come a little bit earlier. We can see for Cam, this is a perfect way for him on that right side. So those last couple of reps are challenging for him. Okay, this next set, Cam, I'm going to get you to grab the lighter band for me here. And we're going to show a different variation to the bent over row, where Cam's going to actually double the band over, and he's going to be stepping on it. That's it, perfect. And then from here, he's going to grasp the power band like he's got 2 handles, okay, but still keep that same position with his back. And we're running again through 15 reps here, okay? He's coming up and squeezing. Good. Cam's really thinking about engaging his mid-back muscles here. I want you to really Cam to avoid those shoulders rolling too far forward, keeping them in a good position throughout. So all those posterior shoulder muscles, the posterior rotated calf are starting to engage here as well. Good. Keeping that nice flat back position, really trying to avoid rounding out here and putting too much pressure through. I can tell Cam's pulling the water. He's already going to improve from this. Good. Cam again, he's got the 12 kilo here. 8 again. Now, guys, feel free to have something to hold on to. at home as well. It's not a stability exercise, so having your fingers there just to help hold you stable is perfect. Good. Really think about driving, coming up, all the way up there, Cam. He's keeping his knee straight through the whole movement as well. A lot of times as you start to fatigue, you'll want to bend the knee, keep it nice and straight, and that's going to really target the gastroc, the two muscles that are over the outer ones of the calf. That's it, good. And we can see Cam's baby cows here are starting to really tire. Good, great. And we've got one last set of each of these. Go back to an orange one again, just single-sided, so you step over. That's it. Now, if you find that in this position as well, as you pull on up to the rib cage, you can't get all the way up. It might be you're just having a little bit too much tension on the band, so you can just loosen your grip a bit. Good. Cam's flying through these. Again, he's going to bring his chest up a little bit. That's it. Good, into that nice bent over position. That's it. He's got his last 5 here. He's really thinking about squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good, keep the chest up. He's thinking the last 100 meters of Hawaii. Good, great work there, Cam. And last set again, thinking about the quality here as he's really fatiguing, pushing through that second toe to really come on up. If you're noticing, guys, as you're doing this, that your foot is rolling in on the inside, especially down in the bottom position, try to avoid that as much as you can by shifting your weight to that little bit of the outside of the foot. That will stop putting too much pressure through the muscles and the tendons running through the inside of the foot and the ankle. Good. Up a little bit higher on that side. We can see for Cam's right side, just not able to get up as high. You might find that at home as well. Good. Last couple here. Eight. Good. Good work. How was that for your calves, Cam?
Yeah, you can feel it.
Perfect. So you can see the Cam's had a really good workout here, both hitting lower body and upper body for the bike, the swim, and for the run. Okay, so he'll be feeling quite sore tomorrow, but the more times that he continues to do this, those muscles will become stronger and be able to tolerate what you are doing with them at home. Perfect.